Hey, what's up, everybody? Just clarifying, if you don't know my name already, it's Carter Walters, and this is my response to the Module 2 discussion forum. I'm going to start out with the required questions and then move into my choice questions after. The first question asks how I will work on grades and grading in my future classroom. Grading is an incredibly important process and one which I believe a lot of teachers struggle with. One of the biggest problems I remember from being a student is the long wait times between turning in an assignment and receiving a grade. Hopefully, I'll be able to combat this in my future classroom through giving myself like specific deadlines on how long it should take to grade something after it is turned in. For example, I could give myself like 48 hours from when a test is turned in to when I grade it and return it to the student. This could be achieved by blocking out certain parts of my planning period to ensure that those are like grading moments. The most important rule that I would take into grading, however, is that I should ensure that I'm focusing on what the student is saying, not just if like they're correct or not. The second question asks how I inform the students of their progress during the grading term. As stated previously, I believe like it's important to return grades in a timely manner, but this shouldn't be all I do. I should keep constant contact with my students to ensure that they know that they're doing well and what they can improve on outside of like traditional grades. As the book says, teachers are committed to students and their learning. While grades are important, this learning is truly what we as teachers hope to foster and like improve in our students. The third question asks how will achievement be monitored and recorded during the grading period. In my classroom, I think achievement will be really important, and it will hopefully be both recorded in grades and through verbal communication. If a student shows improvement or overcomes a difficult challenge, that could definitely be factored into their grade. More importantly, teacher student dialogue could potentially be the primary way to communicate this praise over their achievement. The fourth question asks how effort and knowledge can be weighed into grading. I think both of these topics would be incredibly important in my grading scale. Ultimately, like a good foundational knowledge will prove valuable for students who want a good grade, but effort is also incredibly important. If students improve and effort is constantly improving, they will definitely be factored into my personal grading scale, especially if it is combined with like a component assignment or a competent assignment, my bad. The final question asks how good and bad behavior will affect grading. In my future classroom, these behaviors will directly affect the participation grade for each student. On top of already existing incentives and consequences, I think like a small portion of the grading scale being a participation grade may promote good behavior. This also ensures that negative consequences won't involve a grade drop on a specific assignment, but instead a lower participation grade overall. This is a tricky line, however, as like it shouldn't be the only incentive in a good classroom. You should still have those incentives we talked about previously. For my choice question, I will respond to the question of if you should take action if you observe bullying in the classroom or your school. I think the answer to this is like unequivocally yes. Bullying is an incredibly important problem in our schooling system, and we as teachers should do everything that we can to combat it. According to the reading, bullying contributes to a climate of like fear and intimidation in schools. Do we really want this to be like the prevailing feeling of many of our students that we see every single day? Not only does it prevent academic improvement, it discourages social dialogue and relationship building between both students and teacher to student. If you witness bullying, you should take action like immediately. Some of the ways to combat this could be putting up anti-bullying banners, telling students that standing up to meanness takes more courage than fighting, and having zero tolerance for any signs of bullying, such as name calling, physical abuse, anything like that. All right, that's the response for Module 2. I hope you guys have a great 4th of July weekend.